Okay, what's up everybody? Today we're starting episode 2 of Digimon World 1. This is going to be my 100% completion save. The first thing we need to do today is make sure we get Agumon's weight up. He has all the stats I need for Greymon. His care mistakes are less than 1. The only thing that is required of me now is to get his weight up. I need to be between 20 and 30, so around 25 is what the goal. I have the rest of the day. Sometime tomorrow he will digivolve. The first thing I think I'm wanting to do today, since we've got all the main stuff done, now I've got the stats I need, is I'm going to go and go recruit some people. I think first I'm going to go get Betamon, and then after that I'm thinking about trying to get Centaurimon, but he is a struggle. Usually in the past, when I played this game for fun, I would save state. But since I'm playing this on hardcore achievement mode, save states aren't allowed. You physically can't do them. You can make them, you just can't load them. So since you can't load a save state, there's no real point in making it. Betamon is just up ahead. There's actually a chest over here I never grabbed, so I'll grab that on the way. Boom. We got a medium recovery. That could actually be useful for getting Centaurimon. So, the way you get Centaurimon is luck, basically. There's a path I usually follow that's pretty decent, but once you get to the end, there's 2 options you can go to, and you never know which one's going to be the correct one. Here is Betamon. He is going to add extra items to the shop. I don't really remember exactly what items he adds, but because I usually get him right after I get Sealamon. But you might as well grab it. There we go. First achievement of the day. Beta safe and sorry. Oh, this mushroom spawned in. I grabbed it and it spawned in again. Let's go. The more mushrooms, the better. And now we're gonna go over to Amida Forest. Not that I can't fight these guys, but I really don't want to. I could probably take them on if I had to. Nope. There's some places later in the game where it gets real hard to dodge them. Okay, here we are at Amida Forest. So, this is the path I always take. I don't know if it's the best path, but it's the one I take. It usually gets me where I want to be. You can pick up some items along the way. I picked the right door. That was first try. That is not usually how this goes. If you pick the wrong door, or you don't take this specific path, then a lot of the time you will just get shot. I believe it's 500 damage he does. And if you're at 1 HP, he will not let you. You can't just try again. You have to heal up a little bit. But I did it first try, so we don't have to worry about that. When you get into the Ancient Dino region, if you go straight left, you will die. There's a Tyrannomon waiting for you, who I usually wait until I have an ultimate to get him. You could probably do it with a strong champion, but I try to play the game safer rather than risking it. So those are the first 2 Digimon I really wanted to get today. I need to make sure we get our rate up. I'm wondering if I should just force feed him. He won't digivolve, hopefully, as soon as the next day comes. They normally don't. Oh, he's hungry already. Nice. Okay. Glad I didn't force feed him right there. Force feeding a Digimon lowers their happiness and discipline, I believe. Both of them. So, it's not good to do. But sometimes you have to do it. And it's not the end of the world. You can give him items to replenish that stuff. He is full, right? Yeah, he is. So, that giant meat I gave him only restores 2. And the next time he poops, he's going to lose 3. So, it looks like we're real close to hitting that 20 mark, but we're not quite where I want to be. This is also another type of vending machine. It's called an MP vending machine. It gives you MP. I don't know. I don't know if it gives you MP discs or just recovers your MP. 100 MP. Oh yeah, it just recovers it. It doesn't actually give you discs, but it's again not worth it usually unless you don't have any MP discs. But at that point, just dodge. Don't be bad. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure I need my weight to be between 25 and 35, not 20 and 30. So I'm actually farther than I thought I was. I can do a quick little farm of some blue apples. Those are the best way. This is the location that we got Centaurumon posted up. He's got the Centaur Clinic. He's down there. That's his little head right there. He will heal you up for 300 bits if you're injured or badly injured. And you can actually buy medicine off him. I don't usually buy medicine, I just heal up with him. He'll also let you rest. And his rest actually is better than the rest you can do in Digimon's house. If you go to Digimon's house, you can rest at Punimon, the red guy on the chair, but it's not as good as a Centaur Clinic. So I don't usually do it. Though it is closer, so depending on how much time you have left in the day, it might be worth it for you. This route, I believe, this specific screen doesn't have any spawns on it. This screen has a chance of spawning 3 mushrooms down here to the left, and we got them. So the way these mushroom spawns work is if they spawn at all, you're always gonna get 3, and if they don't spawn, you get 0. So this screen right here has a chance of giving me a blue apple. So I'm kind of just gonna go back and forth a couple of times, get like 2 blue apples, I guess. And I can also farm some mushrooms while I'm at it. Check for mushrooms, come back down here. I believe, so to get Metal Greymon you need 30 battles. And I know that battles reset when you Digivolve if you don't want battles. So like, one of my other times playing this game I got Phoenixmon my first time. And one of Phoenixmon's requirements is you don't have any battles. I know that if you battle with an Agumon, then Digivolve to a Meramon, when going for Phoenixmon, the battles with the Agumon do not count. So I'm going to assume they also don't count when you want battles, because if they don't count when you don't, they shouldn't count when you do. That's just my understanding of the game from how I've played it. Some people online do say that they count from the entire Digivolution line. I just don't trust. I just don't trust it, honestly. And I'd rather get the Digivolutions I want than just something random. I don't know of anybody close by. Honestly, right, today's just a waiting game to get Greymon. And I'm kind of debating force feeding right now, because the weight I need is a bit higher than what I have. Dodge him. This is probably the screen I'm going to farm Betamon on, just because it's a good farming place, and blue apples are a great find. I don't know, there may be a better spawn than this one, but this is the one I know of that I found them at. And again, blue apples give you happiness, I believe, like, I think it's 25 happiness. And if you don't know how to read happiness and discipline, because I didn't for a long time, here's the blue apple right here. I didn't for a long time after I started playing the game. The way happiness works is, I will show you when I get to this screen. If we go to your Digimon, there's 2 bars down there. So happiness, when you see the smiley face, that means you have happiness above 50%. And when they're both yellow. When you're below 50% happiness, the smiley face will turn red. And when you're below 50% discipline, that yellow face will turn blue. So right now you can see my discipline's at yellow, but the bar is only like a quarter of the way up, maybe a third. So that means I've got about 70, 75% happiness, because 50 is if that I'm yellow with no blue on the bar. So I'm at about 75% to a little bit higher. And happiness, I'm all the way up right now. My guy is happy as hell. So that's how that's working. So giving them the blue apples won't really raise happiness because I'm already happy, but they will raise my weight better than anything else. Later we'll get sirloin on day 15, and sirloin will be just as good as blue apple, but that's in day 15, and he's evolving tomorrow, so we don't have time to wait for that. I'm waiting to go to Digimon because he's over to the left, just up ahead of us. And I usually fight Digimon with a champion, not a rookie, though I could probably take him. That's just typically what I do. Here's my second blue apple. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to force feed him these blue apples. They're going to lower his happiness, but also raise his happiness, so... Actually, they don't raise it, they just lower it because his happiness is already full. This one will raise it and then lower it back down, basically doing nothing. And then, as you can see, the bar didn't even move on that one. We go to Digimon. 25 weight. So I believe sleeping will also lower weight. So just to play it safe, I'm going to feed him a giant meat as well. And that's going to lower his stats even more. And then we're going to sleep. So he shouldn't digivolve right away. But he will digivolve at some point during this day. And like I said earlier in episode 1, you have go to sleep, which will not save your game, and save and go, which will save your game. And it'll keep playing. When I first started, I thought save and go meant like save and go to menu. Okay, and so you see there he left a poop on the ground. I didn't realize he needed to poop. From what I've been told, that doesn't count as a care mistake, but also for Greymon, you can make one care mistake and you're fine. So since that's my first one, I'm not worried about it. And let's see, I should have been at 27 weight because I force-fed him that last meat. But I went down by 1 when I slept. So I'm still within range. As long as he doesn't poop before he digivolves, we're fine. If he does poop, then we've got to feed him some more. I think right now, since I've got everything I really want, I'm just going to go train some more. Training should also make him hungry, hopefully. And if he gets hungry... Right now, a big meat will put him exactly at 28, and then if he poops, he'll be exactly at 25, which will put him in the weight bracket for Greymon, which will give me Greymon. So right now I'm feeling pretty good about where I've got my stats. When I first started playing this, there was a lot of misinformation that I found about what everything does. That's why I'm trying to be as... clear as possible with my explanations, because it seems to be like a lot of people online either they don't know or they've been misinformed, and it's not bad. I mean, I'm not going to say spouting misinformation about I don't know, over 11-year-old game isn't like a crime or anything, but I do like to tell people how exactly this game works because it was very confusing from when I started playing. And I encourage you all to go play it yourself because it's a very, very fun game. So here's where the risk comes in. He's pooped and he's not hungry yet. Or he needs to poop and he's not hungry yet. So if I keep training, there's a chance he'll digivolve and I won't get Greymon. Because right now I'm going to be at 24 weight. Because pooping always reduces your weight by 3. Always. 100% of the time, pooping will reduce your weight by 3. The question is, do I train more and hope he gets hungry? Do I force feed him? I think the answer is I just force feed him. I don't want to risk not getting the Digivolution. He's not that angry at me, so it's not that big a deal that I'm going to force feed him. I'd rather guarantee the Digivolution and make him a little bit less happy with me. His discipline is going down, but his discipline... It basically always, their discipline will be at around 75 once you start giving them items and stuff, so it's not really an issue at all. I got his offense to about 150, not quite, but close enough because this HP took it all the way up. I think it was at 147, 2 HP trainings took it over. You usually, in this game, I don't, if I'm close enough to a stat goal, I won't go all the way. Okay, and see, so these blue water droplets, that's sweat basically. So my happiness and discipline were lowered. If you want to turn back the video a little bit, you can see those go down when those pop up. That happened mostly because I was doing HP training. HP training takes the most tiredness from you that out of any of the trainings. MP, I believe, is one of the least. You can train MP basically all day and not need a rest once you're at a champion. So this is one of these spots to rest. I believe, and don't quote me on this, again, spreading misinformation. I believe this rest is about 20 or 30 tiredness it gives you back, and the other one's about 50. Could be wrong on that, but basically the other one's better. So this should be a Greymon. I hit the stats, I was below the care mistakes, and I had the weight. There we go. Primordial Powerhouse achievement. This is when the real challenge starts. There are no stat requirements moving forward, but there are requirements. I have to say below 5 killer mistakes. That one's pretty easy. I have to win 30 battles. And the last one is... what is it? Oh, wait. I need to be at, I believe, 60 to 70. That is my understanding of it. I could be wrong on that. I might check in between episodes if this episode ends before we get a Digivolution. We'll see what happens. The main thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be training. And I'm going to be giving him food whenever he's hungry. So it shouldn't ever really run out. Like, he should hit the weight goals pretty easily. I'm going to be training on that screen that I was telling you about where the blue apple spawns. And so I'll have some pretty good food to be feeding him whenever he's hungry. Though, when you're not training, he gets hungry less often. So I won't be able to feed him as much as if I was training to meet a stat requirement. I should still be able to hit the stat requirement. I should not struggle with this. I've done this once before, and I save stated because I was playing for myself, and I was save stating every time I fed him to see what the most food I could give him was. So I would give him the minimal amount of food. So like one mushroom is one let's say food, and typically he needs about 2 if he hasn't done anything strenuous, but he could take up to 4 depending on how strenuous his activities were. So I would give him 1, and then I would see how many extra mushrooms it would take to make him full. If it was just 2, then I would give him 1 mushroom and 1 big meat, which would be a total of 3 food, or it would be a total of 3 weight with 2 food items. So I'm no longer going to be feeding any mushrooms, basically just because I don't want to risk it. Because he can actually fill up on just a mushroom alone. Did that not fill him up? It didn't. That's perfect. That's what you want to see. You want to give him as much giant meat as possible, so that's 4 whole weight. Just from that one meal. It's exactly what you want to see on these guys. And there's no mushrooms, so I'm going to fight this Metamon. Another thing is Digivolution items. So there are items that you can obtain that will let you Digivolve, though using them will not upgrade your stats. So when you Digivolve, your stats go up just from the Digivolution process. Using items negates that stat increase, so you typically don't want to use Digivolution items unless you aren't going to Digivolve, which I Digivolve every single generation, so I rarely ever use items. The only time I do is when I'm trying to fill out the chart, which I'll show you actually in just a second, because I actually haven't shown you the chart yet. The chart is the in-game tracker of which Digimon you have. So you go to your player, and then you go to the right in chart. So it doesn't show these, because I started with a rookie on my first generation. But you'll go over these multiple times trying to get all the champions. So this is Agumon. Agumon has 1 prior form, and 6 after forms. So Agumon can Digivolve into 6 different Digimon. Greymon being one of them, so it shows me that I have Greymon and Agumon. Then we go to Greymon, And it says Greymon can only Digivolve from Agumon. I guess that's true. I didn't know that that was the only one he can Digivolve from. But it shows that he has two ultimates he can turn into. One is Metal Greymon, and one is Skull Greymon. I believe those are the only two he can turn into naturally. Skull Greymon is a little bit harder to get, mainly because you need camera stakes. You need over 10 camera stakes to get Skull Greymon, which is not actually an easy task. Mainly just because it lowers their happiness and discipline so much. And you want to manage their happiness and discipline better than that. So this is going to be number 2 of my battles. I will be keeping track of that in front of me in person. You won't see it, but I will, so I'll know exactly how many battles I have. Hopefully. Last time I did this, I lost track a few times and had to go over just to make sure, but you can see we're taking out these Madoki Betamons easily right now. The biggest thing we're going to have to worry about is my MP. Mainly because these guys drop small recovery, so I should never have to worry about HP. But MP is going to be a limiting factor in these fights. A small recovery, and then we're going to go back down. I should, by the time this is done, have nearly like 50 mushrooms. That's typically where I'm at, though. Usually when I do this solo, I go between screens, and if there's not any food items, I don't battle. So I'll just not battle the Betamon that's over there, because the Betamon respawns every time you leave the screen. Mainly just because it's faster that way, and you get more items and less in-game time. And this whole game is a race against the clock. You want to do things faster, as fast as possible, let's say. You want to make sure the in-game clock doesn't beat you. I believe so. Everywhere I've seen online says that the first chance for Digivolution is level 11. I personally have had Digimon Digivolve at level 9 at age 9 if I've met the requirements. I have not seen any of the I've not seen somebody dump this game and look at all the data and prove what the first chance of Digivolution is. I always say it's 9 because I've had it happen to me personally. But there are people who will tell you otherwise online. When you look it up, the most common answer is 11 and 13. Which I don't know why. For some reason, it seems that you Digivolve at certain ages every 2 days, it seems like, instead of just at any possible moment once you've met the requirements. Don't ask me why that is. I don't know. I didn't make the game. I just play it. So typically, the Digivolution chances to get an ultimate are 9, 11, and 13. If you don't hit 13, you're likely to die before you reach 15, which I believe is the next one. Though if you get to 15, you get a Veidmon. So if your Digimon makes it to 15 days old without Digivolving, you get Veidmon, which is easily the most annoying Digimon coming right in front of Waymon. Mainly because they make annoying sounds in game. Also, I don't think I've mentioned it, but we now have the option to say your call, attack, or run. Before we just had your call or run. So that's what happened when we hit 100 brains. We got an extra option to tell him what to do in battle. Attack just means that he's going to prioritize attacking. Your call, I believe, means he can do any of the options that exist at any brain level. So defend is an option where you just stand there and don't actually take damage. Run away, where you just get as far away from the Digimon as possible. Attack, where you make an attack. And then I believe there's also one called Moderate, where you get away from the Digimon and then attack. That's my understanding of how it works, though I've never had that explained to me. That's just how I believe it works. It could be different. Again, most of the information on this game is either hearsay, anecdotal, or just flat out wrong. So I can only tell you things based on my personal experience and what I know of the game. I have done, I think, 2 runs to completion and about 4 runs in total. So there were some runs, and by completion I just mean of the main story of Mount Infinity, not like 100%. I've actually never 100%ed this game before. Mainly because getting the medals is atrociously terrible. But I have gotten all of the cards and all of the techniques. That was a grind. So, we will be doing that in this one. I know Phoenixmon can learn some really good techniques. I don't know what Greymon learns specifically. I know that he learns Magma Bomb, which I will go teach him after I fight Dromojimon. You can learn it from the Goblimon that live inside of the drill tunnel. It's best to fight two at once because of the way the AI works in this game. If you're fighting one-on-one, they're less likely to use Magma Bomb, and to learn a technique in this game, the opponent has to use the technique on you. It does not have to do damage, it just has to be used from my understanding of it. And then once it's used, you have a small chance, I don't know the chance, just a small chance to learn it. And I mean very small. There is also the other way of learning techniques, which works on any Digimon, and that is you can learn a technique by hitting level 1, by every 100 levels after 150 you get in Brains. So once you hit 150, that's your first opportunity to learn a technique in Brains. And then it happens every 100 levels from that. So my Brains is at 150 right now from Digivolving. So every 100 Brains I get will have the opportunity of teaching me a technique. That does not include hitting it from Digivolving. It has to be through training. So since I hit 150 from Digivolving to Greymon, I did not have the opportunity to learn a technique from that Digivolution process. Oh, and we got some mushrooms. And actually there will not be Betamon here right now because it's night. There will be Kunamon, which I don't, or Do Kunamon, but I don't know why he's so far away. I guess their spawns are different at day and night. But my MP reset, so I can fight as much as I want. I think today I'll head to Drill Tunnel. I believe this is my 4th win as far as my records are. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. Let me know. I make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I've been talking to you. I may have not have kept a perfect score. There was a 2 out of 42 that just popped up in the bottom right there. That is a progress notification for an achievement. I don't know which achievement that is. Apparently there's an achievement to kill 42... Maybe it's types of Digimon? So maybe it's like, not types, but 42 unique Digimon beaten in battle. That's something that might be an achievement. Oh, there's another one. No light at the end, please. So, I don't know all the achievements in this game. You can actually, if you go to retroachievements.com, or .org actually, you can look at all the achievements for this game. There's 219 in total, and actually, I might actually be able to see it. If we go into here, this is the menu for my emulator. It's called RetroArch. If you go to achievements here, I can actually see them. There's a lot though, so I don't really want to go through all of them. I don't know which one, these are the completed ones, that was. So, I could go through all of these and find which one it was, but I'm not going to, because that sounds terrible. I don't want to do that. So instead we're going to go fight Dromojimon. After we fight Dromojimon, he'll start digging a tunnel to Meramon, and we will get Meramon before the next generation. My goal is to get, and this is a lofty goal, but I have done it before with save stating. So with basically perfect use of time, my goal is to get Kuwagamon, Kabuterimon, and Pixiemon's training manual in my first generation. That will make all my other generations much better. I know. So what they do is Kuwagamon upgrades the, I believe it's defense brain and MP side of the training field, and Kabuterimon upgrades the speed, offense, and HP side. And then the training manual upgrades all of them a little bit more. I don't know the percentages on those. I think Kabuterimon and Kuwagamon are 20%. I have no idea about the training manual. But those make just training that much better. The only other way to upgrade training besides that is what's called baby training, and that only works on baby and in training Digimon. But if you're a baby or in training stage, after 10 uses of a training facility, that specific one will be upgraded. So if you use the HP one 10 times while in baby and in training, it'll be upgraded once by some percentage that I don't know. So it usually takes a few generations to do that, because you can usually only get like 15 training sessions from baby and in training, because baby only lasts, I think, 6 hours, and in training only lasts 24 in-game hours, so... Which sounds like you could get 24 plus 6, but because each training is an hour, but you also have to poop and eat, and you grab meat, and you have to spend some time resting, so it's really not that much. I believe 15 is about the max I usually get out of a baby. And now that we've beaten Dromojimon, we need to go to this Dromojimon, which is different. Not the same Dromojimon, they're different. I am kind of playing it safe here by giving him the meat and not giving him a mushroom, but that's because giving him a mushroom can be bad, because he can get full, and I don't really want to risk it. So he's going to ask me to take one piece of dirt, or he's going to ask me just to take... Oh, I said no thanks. Of course I did. He's going to ask me to take dirt to the entrance. You have to do this at least once in order to get him to dig the hole. You can keep doing it until the hole is dug, but that is a complete waste of time, because it will happen automatically as long as you do this trip one time. There are better uses of your days in this game. Another thing to note is you can't actually be attacked by these Goblinmon while you're doing this mission. It's not just while you have the dirt, but on your way back as well, they cannot attack you, so you don't have to worry about dodging them. That is not good. He needs to poop. Luckily, training mistakes reset on Digivolution, so he's at 0. I have to stay below 5 to get Metal Greymon. So if he poops here, not the end of the world. I will eventually get a Numamon or a Sukamon. Actually, I'll eventually get both of them. I have to get both of them for the achievements. But the Numamon and Sukamon are the only ways to remove poop from the map. Because if you poop, it stays there indefinitely until one of those two go and eat it up. So a lot of the time I see people saying Numamon will do it and forget to mention that, and they forget to mention that Sukamon will also do it. So just wanted to mention that they both do it. And those are the only two that do it. So now I've got to rush back to the nearest toilet, which I believe, I could be mistaken, but I believe the nearest toilet is over by where the Betamon live. So that's the one I will be heading towards. I believe the one in town is actually further away. And this is just my speculation. I don't actually know the exact distances and steps or anything. Looks like we're coming up on 35 minutes in this day, so after I go to the bathroom, I will be ending the video. And I failed. I was real close, though. Yep, I need to get porta potties as soon as possible. On the way back to save, I'll go check with... I forget his name. I'll go check with the Digimon that tells you about rumors and see if he tells me about the rumor for the bridge yet. Because I did go and activate it. Hopefully it wasn't too soon. I don't know if there's a limit to that, but I didn't get the message I was looking for the first time I talked to him, last episode. So we'll see what happens. File City. The best city. What we want him to say is that there's an invisible bridge. Yes, rumor is an invisible bridge. Okay. So that opens up the way to get to two big things. One is Monochromon, which is a shop minigame that basically everybody who's ever played this game hates. And the other is Bergermon, which will, for a fee, teleport you around the map. I don't want to do this again. So those are the two things that we can go access from that. This is the end of the episode. I hope you all had a great time. Tell me if I'm mistaken on my death counter, but I believe I'm up to 5 kills right now. So let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. See you next time.